throws it deep to Kipker, who gets another and one! Murray out to Patton again, and that one is out!
Welcome to the November edition of Blue Jay Talk. I'm Noah Carter, and I once again will be your host. On this podcast, we wrap up Blue Jay fall sports and dive into the Blue Jay winter sports. We will also feature Director of Sports Medicine and Sports Performance, Ryan Novatny. At this time, we would like to introduce our first guest, Niklas. Nick, you had a heck of a season, scoring 8 goals on the year, which made you the 4th highest goal scorer in the conference. Most of your goals came once conference play began. Why do you think that is?
So I think part of it was because our preseason schedule was really, really difficult. We were playing a lot of the top teams in the country, and our results kind of reflected that. Preseason didn't go so well, and then once conference hit and we were playing against teams that we play against every year and we were more used to, it kind of leveled out, and then that's when I started rushing up the goals. So
you scored a hat trick against Principia specifically, which led you to being named Conference Player of the Week that week. How'd that feel?
I mean, that was a great week. It was my first career hat trick. I've never really had a game like that in my other 2 years here, so that was awesome. And then obviously getting Player of the Week was a great feeling as well.
It was announced that you were named second team all-conference also. Does that give you any motivation to be first team next year, or what goals do you have for next season? This year was Coach Brian O'Connor's first year at the helm. What did you guys see and learn from Coach that helped you improve throughout the year?
Yeah, so with the second team all-conference part, that was really nice. That absolutely gives me motivation for first team next year, but obviously we want to get a SLIAC championship. So this year we came a little bit short. We thought we could do it, but it just didn't work out. So next year, that's the first goal in mind, and then first team would obviously be pretty nice too. And I think Coach did a fantastic job this year. Last year we were the lowest scoring team in the conference, and this year we were the top scoring team, at least in conference play. So he obviously played a big role there because the team didn't change a whole lot from last year. Like, we didn't graduate a whole bunch of seniors, so I think that has a lot to do with coaching and a lot of our success this year.
I would agree. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Museums allow us to celebrate humanity's soaring achievements while also providing lessons on how to avoid the mistakes of our past. They can also amplify the voices of underrepresented groups while bringing economic uplift to communities. We invite you to explore this world while finding a rewarding career by becoming a Museum Studies major at Westminster College.
Here next, we have Coach Courtney Howe of the women's soccer team. First of all, Coach, you lost a lot of contributors from last season, got new assistants, and still managed a very successful season. How does that feel? What goes into that?
It feels good. I think we went into the season with high expectations, and overall, I think we finished strong. We finished at 500, so you can't really ask for better than that, when it comes to, like you said, losing players and changing coaching staff and things like that. But I'm very happy with how the season went. I think Becca has stepped into the role and, done a fantastic job as a young coach and really took that in stride. And I think the girls had a positive response to her coming onto the coaching staff. So
next thing I'd like to talk about, you had 4 players named to the all-conference team. Megan Davidson was first team, Lauren Halamachek second team, Faith Coates and Jennifer Shella each got third team honors. What are your thoughts on this and how their seasons went?
I think the awards were very well earned and deserved. Of course, you always want to see a lot more of your players get awards and accomplishments. But those 4 girls really came through for us, and they were strong leaders. And definitely sad to see all of our seniors go. It's going to be hard to find players that can, step up to that level. But I'm up for the challenge.
You mentioned there a little bit about losing some very valuable seniors yet again. How are you looking to rebuild and reload for next year and get to that elusive conference title win?
Always on the road at tournaments, emailing kids, going to high schools, and just trying to find kids that have the mentality of they want to work hard, they want to win, they want to be there. And
to build off of that too, how hard is it to find people that fit your culture specifically?
It's challenging. You can meet a kid and think that they have everything that you want, but sometimes you're wrong, but most of the time you hope you're right. And I think for the most part, we have a solid group, and we're hoping to build on that because, our culture has gotten, from my first year to now, I think it's the best it has been. And I only want to continue to build that.
Congratulations on another good season. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
The way we consume digital media in our world is constantly changing. The way we learn about it needs to change at that same pace. At Westminster College, we're putting you at the forefront of this interdisciplinary research by letting you experience firsthand some of these changes so you'll be better prepared to create it yourself when you leave our campus. In our labs, you'll experience cutting-edge technologies that will prepare you for a career in whichever sector of digital media that you're comfortable. You won't just hear about digital media, you'll experience it yourself.
Junior guard Annette Ramirez is here with me. You were named Conference Player of the Year last year. You're back and sure to have a dart put on you on every other team's board. What's that like, and how do you handle that?
So I don't really feel pressured from anyone else, honestly. I mean, it's just pressure from me. I have high expectations, and last year I exceeded those expectations. I really didn't know what was going to be in store for me after my freshman year and after coming off newcomer of the year and stuff like that. But no, I stepped into a bigger role. Coaches had me trusted me a little bit more with the ball and stuff, take those shots, and I ended up getting a little bit more out of it. My goal for last year was to try and get all conference, and I didn't really specify what team. I just knew that I could get there. And I got a little bit more, which that was such a blessing. I really didn't expect all that much. But just for this year, I kind of got that target on me. And so, last year, we started to see a little bit more of that towards the end of the season and just getting face guarded and just trying to find ways to distribute the ball to my teammates. Because if I'm being face guarded, that means somebody's got to be open. But, yeah, I mean, the target's there, but I'm not really stressed out about it just because I put in so much time in the gym and stuff that I'm confident in my ability to play and stuff. And my coaches and my teammates, they have a lot of trust in me, and I trust them back. So,
to build off of that, now you're off to a really hot start to your season. 26 in the first one, 34 in the second. How'd this come to be? What do you, your teammates, and coaches how do they put you in a position to succeed?
Just like I said, a lot of trust. I mean, like I said earlier, it's really just pressure from myself. I don't feel pressure from my coaches or my teammates, and I know they both expect a lot out of me. But it's a fun environment. I'm really not too stressed about it. Last year it was starting to get hard to where, I know that my teammates and my coaches trust me, so I always want to be sure and try to make them happy, make them proud. But this year, and coaches have talked to me about it, hey, you got to be happy for yourself. And with those two performances, I didn't necessarily shoot the ball as well as I would have wanted to, but a big emphasis that my coaches and as well as my teammates, they tell me, hey, like, you've got to be happy for yourself. Like, give yourself that win. So, I don't know. They make it really easy.
And to elaborate, as you kind of mentioned there always seems to be lots of smiles going around with your whole team, like not just you and your coaches. What kind of environment has been established to create this? Is it more player or coach oriented or a combination of each?
I would definitely say a combination of both. Our coaches really emphasize like having high energy and, just being excited, like come into practice and just leave it all out there. And you can have fun and still be serious about the game. And that's funny because Coach T talked about that yesterday. Like, hey, we can have fun, but we also got to dial in. And that's exactly kind of what we're trying to do, because with any team, especially with our team, if you're having fun, then you're going to be playing your best basketball. And so, I know I really try and uplift the team and stuff just in any way I can. And not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be my day. And I know I'm going to have practices where maybe the ball's not going to go in for me that day or something. But just trying to build that culture and trying to get everybody on board and just to have fun, because we're playing our best ball if we're having fun.
And what kind of expectations do you have for yourself and the team for the rest of the season?
I would say for myself, just me, I know some people like have asked me like, oh, so you're player of the year last year, you could get it again, or are you going to go for that? If that comes with it, then that's awesome. But like, it's not just me, and I'm very aware of that. Like, for my team, like, I just want to get better and stuff. Like, coming off of Ozark, started off rocky and ended up pulling away in the second half. And then Knox, that was a great learning experience for us. And so I just want to be able to continue to build off of that. And then whatever awards or accolades like comes for me, then so be it. It's not my goal to get like player of the year again. If that's something that comes with it and we're winning, then that's awesome. But ultimately we want to make it far. We want to go and get that conference championship. I know it's really like personal for a lot of us, just coming off my freshman year and coming short, and then same with sophomore year, coming short once again. But no, I just want us to have fun and just continue to get better every day and just grow as a team. And so whatever comes for me, then so be it. But it's all about us.
Thank you for coming on. Glad to have you.
Yeah,
Good
of
luck.
course. Thank you for having me.
Museum Studies at Westminster is a program where students create and curate exhibitions, design programs, ask challenging questions, and above all, blend history, heritage, and culture in a way that informs and inspires. We invite you to join us at Westminster and be a part of history in a way that not only preserves the past, but through the power of museums, helps to build a better future.
Next, we have Coach Talisha Washington of the women's basketball team. First of all, Coach, before we dive into the specifics, tell us a little bit about the excitement of a new season, especially losing just one player from a very good roster last year, and on top of that, gaining who everyone thought would be one of your go-to players last year when she went down with injury.
Well, every new season brings a sense of hope and excitement. No matter how the previous season went, losing Shelby Kurtz, Defensive Conference Player of the Year, that hurts. But we also gained Evelina Pauqualo back from injury, and then also bringing in a great group of freshmen and transfers. That has definitely added to our enthusiasm for this season.
Now, let's build off of that a little bit and talk about what it's like to have Conference Player of the Year, Annette Ramirez, back, who's already made a huge impact, scoring 26 in Game 1 against Ozark Christian, and then 34 in that triple overtime affair against Knox. What's it like as a coach to have a player like that at your disposal?
Seeing Annette make such a huge impact in those first few games has really been exciting. You know, Annette is an incredibly talented player who brings so much to our team. Her energy, her work ethic, her drive to not only push herself, but her teammates as well, only helps makes us stronger as a team. You know, one of the greatest things about coaching Annette is that she loves to be challenged. And I don't know if she shared with you guys or not, but one of her challenges is to really step it up on a defensive end and have an opportunity to try to win a defensive accolade this year. So, you know, the fact that she understands that she is, you know, a lot of people says, yeah, she's great, like she's a special player. She is, but she's also humbled as well. And so she takes it personally to not, you know, scoring 34 points isn't enough for her. You know, she wants to figure out, well, what I got to do to be better. And so that's awesome as a coach to have that player to know that, you know, there's always more work to be done. So as to having her at our disposal, let's just say I'm glad she's on our side, right? So, you know, but not only that, you know, she's not the only one at our disposal this season. You know, we have several girls that, you know, teams have to see as a threat, and that's the beauty about our squad this year, is that there's not one player you can key on. There's several other girls that you can't go to sleep on them. So, you know, I'm excited. You know, yes, Annette's on our side, but also just everything that she gives to this team and how well respected she is amongst her teammates, among coaches. Not only that, within our campus community as well. So she's just an overall, just a blessing to coach.
And speaking of that triple overtime game with Knox, how fun was that? I mean, as an announcer, I was having a field day with it. I know that it's awesome to be a part of. I know it sucks that the result wasn't exactly how you want it, but I mean, that is just an awesome game as a coach.
Yeah, fun, intense, and exhausting. Okay, those are three words that sums it up. You know, but watching our team battle in those 3 overtimes, you know, is just a testament to the fight and the resilience that this team has. And so even though it would have been sweeter to mark another one in the win column, it's a positive to learn from the challenges that we faced that game, especially early on in the season. And if we can take those challenges, learn from it early on, it just really just primes us for the remainder of the season. So
to close, what kind of expectations or hopes have you put on your squad this year? Because I'm sure most people would say they're pretty high.
Yeah, as coaches, we have high expectations, but the players this year just really raised those level of the high expectations that us coaches had. And I truly believe like those high expectations were put into effect the moment we arrived home from losing the conference tournament championship game last season. That feeling was just different. I literally felt just the mindset that that the girls had, the returners had, just pretty much shifted. And since then, it's just been a grind. The work ethic has just been different. You know, usually when we arrive on campus, you know, we shoot out a text as coaches, hey, great opportunity to get in gym, in previous seasons. But this year it was taken on its own. Like I would walk in the gym and there's several girls just getting shots up and working out and just working on, you know, pushing each other, and season hasn't even begun yet. And so, you know, I really, one of the big things that I would say what helps with that is the fact that the returners really bought into the freshmen and the transfers that we brought in, and then them taking on and just absorbing just that elite mindset that we're striving to get to. And so kind of the theme around this season has been us versus you. And some people might see me throw that in our social media handles and our taglines or whatnot. I don't really know the word for it, but hashtag, right? But, it's us versus you. And what that means is that a lot of times, especially for freshmen and transfers and just even returners, a lot of times the battle is in your mind. And so sometimes you've got to see the big picture, that it's not about just you. It's about us as a team. And so, that's kind of really what, that expectation of understanding that it's us versus you really helped. I guess I would say really helped put us in a mindset of, we got to do this if we're going to strive for getting a regular season conference title, and then on top of that, striving to earn that tournament championship. It's going to take all of us and not just a few to get it done. And so I guess with all that being said, the expectation is to go out and compete every night, and every opportunity that we're blessed with, to go out and give it our all as a team. And so, I don't know if you guys want me to say, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to win a conference title. Nobody knows. But what I do know is that the quest of achieving success would be great to hang another banner in our gym, an historic gym. But at the end of the day, it's us as a team and being better day in and day out throughout the entire season. And if that leads to another banner, then so be it. So
Thank you for coming on and giving your perspective. Good luck this season.
Hey, no, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Today's typical college student is no longer the recent high school graduate. Almost half of all college students in the United States are age 24 or older, and they have busy lifestyles. They have families, they work part-time jobs or full-time jobs, and they want to earn a college degree. As you could imagine, the traditional college experience just doesn't work for them. Westminster College has a rich history of excellence in cultivating leaders. And now we can take that experience beyond our campus. We're proud to announce the launch of Westminster Online. It's designed to be flexible and to meet your needs. This program runs in back-to-back 7-week sessions, so you can finish your degree faster. It's 100% online, so you can attend class on your schedule. You can choose to major in either business administration, organizational leadership, or in psychology. Westminster Online is affordable, and if you need to pause your studies because life happens, you can do that. You're able to sit out a session and then come back when you're ready. Check out our website at wcmo.edu to learn more.
Lastly, here we have Director of Sports Medicine and Performance, Ryan Novatny. Ryan, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Thank you, Noah. I've been here for about 4 years. I just took over the role of Director of Sports Medicine last year, so this is my second year under that title. Before coming here to Westminster, I was at Mizzou for my undergrad, and then I went to Central Methodist University, where I worked 2 years with their men's soccer team. And I started here at Westminster in the 2020-2021 school year. Here, in the past, I primarily worked with women's soccer, women's basketball, and softball. But this year, I've taken on the role working with some of our other teams, primarily football.
So, as you mentioned a little bit about your role on campus, what else do you do here with our athletes?
So my primary goal is to keep them healthy and on the field. So as an athletic trainer, the main role of my position is injury prevention. So I do a lot of rehab and what I like to call prehab, so preventative kind of rehab, whatever we can do to keep our athletes healthy and strong. And then when I'm working on the sideline, I do what I can to keep them going. I do all the basics from first aid. So if they get injured, I figure out what they got going on, and then they do rehab with me for their injuries so we can try to get them back on the field as quickly as possible. On top of that, I'm also the head sports performance coach for several of our programs. I'm a free resource for some of the coaches to utilize within their programs if they want. And my role in the weight room is I design sports-specific weight training programs for all of our student athletes that wish to use them. They aren't generic bodybuilding or powerlifting programs. They're designed individually for each student athlete and for the sport that they play, with the goal is to not only keep them healthy and on the field, but to help increase their speed and power development as well as strength specific to their sport and their needs, so their role on their team.
And specifically in that weight room, what are some goals you like to set for your athletes and teams?
Well, the main goal obviously is to keep all of these athletes healthy and strong, but I love to see them increase their speed and power. That's really what I try to aim for. But also just teaching them those lifelong skills. So skills in the weight room, different programming techniques that they can use not only when they're student athletes, but once they leave Westminster, they have the resources and the knowledge to continue living a healthy lifestyle, healthy and active lifestyle, using a weight room as a resource to enhance just that healthy lifestyle that they're aiming for.
Thank you for coming on and providing a different perspective. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Now he throws it deep to Kipker, who gets another and one. Murray out to Patton again, and that one is out.